It always does that. Right when I hit live, it goes like it's going to frickin' attack me. Sorry, Harry. I'm working on it. Have you guys tried these? They're lollipops after you eat, and they clean your teeth, and they're good for your teeth. Vegan, no sugar. Good shit. Just got them at Whole Foods yesterday. I think they're for kids, though, mostly. Hi, Susan. 6:30 p.m., but morning. Well, it's almost noon here in Colorado. Okay, so Tracy, Norma, Toots McGee, Christola. Sorry, I had cereal. I brushed my teeth. Well, I oil pulled, then brushed my teeth, then had cereal, and now I'm doing a cleaning sucker. Hey, Dawn. So before I get started, I wanted to say something about, hey, Jen, serial killer, Corona investigators. I wanted to say something that was very strange, and this happened yesterday. God, I've been going live a lot lately. Hey, Steph. Forever to send you the... Oh, I really appreciate that, Steph Eckstein. And I would highlight it, but for some reason, am I buffering right now? Because for some reason, when I highlight comments, my screen freezes. It's something I need to fix with my computer, but I really appreciate that, Steph. Megan Conley, Finding Hope. Hey, Dave. Time to wake up. Hey, Thrive 99 Fabulous. Morning rituals are more than a woman's. They really are. You should see me get ready for my day. Lots of layers. Hi, Harry. Sorry I was late, Harry. Sandra. Okay. Sandra's doing amazing. She has hairs growing in. When I pet her once was a bald spot, there's black furs coming in. Hey, Sarah Miller. Queen Moomin. I did not say hey, Siri. Mark me in as punctual. Okay. Today, well, now that you pointed it out. Thanks, Justice 100. All right, anyways, let me get to what I was going to say, because hey, Leisha, this is crazy. Oh, really? Eckstein. Did I say that right again, or did I say it different? So do you guys remember how yesterday I said, let's raid somebody, and someone said, oh, MIA is live. And I said, oh, who's that? Well, actually, I know who that is, but I think they changed their name. That's why I didn't recognize it. It's like this psychic lady that does lots of different stuff. Hey, MW. And I guess she reports on the Watts case and all sorts of stuff. I love Sandra, Melanie. Hey, Yvette. So, yes, it is good, Tracy. So we raided her. And later on, she popped up in my news feed before I went to bed. You guys remember how, what was it, last week or something? I had a crazy sign from a friend. I believe it was 11:22 my time. She sent me an angel thing about the number 222 and stuff. And it was weird the way it happened. I read it at 11:22. It was very strange. And then when I came on here to talk about it, it was 12:22. Thank you, Susie777. From the UK. Welcome, Nicola. Cahill? So last night, something even more strange happened. And this is not the point of this live. I'll get to that in a minute. But this is strange because you guys remember a lady named Mary Marlowe on here? She doesn't post anymore, but she was covering the Watts case for a long period of time. And she was, hey, Nanya, I love you. She was having reoccurring 222 stuff happening to her. All right. And it's weird. I don't know why. I don't really know her story, but let me tell you something. Last night, I saw the psychic lady was live. I was getting ready for bed, taking a shower and stuff. And I'm like, I'll go in and say hi. Hey. So I went in, I said hi and stuff. Rosebud points out to me, because what happened is the lady was like, I'm pulling a card. She was doing card readings. She was like, I'm going to pull a card for everybody. Right when I came in and said hi, Had no idea. It wasn't, I just got out of the shower. I took a screenshot because I was like, I started shaking. I was like, okay, what is going on here? Right when I said hi, Rosebud says, don't you find that odd? Like she's pulling a card for you and it's 2:22 a.m. What? I looked down. Okay, so here's the screenshot of her saying that. There's my name highlighted. MIA is pulling a card for each of us this morning. You got here at 2:22 just to give you a chill, LOL. And she said that at 2:23. So I looked down at my phone and I'm like, what is going on? So this is like some weird thing with like angels and change and looking over me. That's what it means. Don't you guys find that a little bit odd? Anybody? Or maybe did the chapstick that I ate get to me yesterday? You hope not, Kim? Did I hide under my coat? No, I think it's not scary. I find it to be very intriguing and wonderful. Isn't it? It's strange, right? Something is going on with that number. I don't know, but if it continues to harass me, I'll keep you updated on that. I find it weird. Anyways, I just find that to be odd. All right, so do you guys ever get judged on the TV? Incognito, freedom of speech. Wobby. Hey, Luda Lee. You guys ever get judged on the TV shows that you watch? I'm asking for a reason. I think it's a sign too. And if you guys read, hold on, before I get to the TV show part, and because I do have a point to bring to you guys. Where's 2:22? 2:22, 2:22. I'll tell you the meaning of it. Because my friend, and what's crazy was my friend sent it to me. She lives from across the oceans. Last week, when she sent it to me, she was like, I was thinking of you, and it said 2:22, and she sent me the meaning of 2:22, and when I read it, it was 11:22, and it had to do with angels. It's in one of my lives back there. You can go find it. I'm going to have to pull it up. Because I don't want to stay on that topic. I found it to be very awesome. Like I've been praying for signs from God, and I've been praying for amazing things to just happen to build my relationship back up with Christ. So, hey, AJ, on everything now these days, right? Serial killer. Were you guys a Friends TV show type person, or were you more of a Will and Grace? Because you can't have both. Were you Jetsons or the Flintstones? Because you can't have both. You can't like both. Hey, Jules Martinez. Were you Cheers or Night Court? Because you can't have both. And were you Party of Five or 90210? Because you can't have both. And if you do, you're going to get judged. You guys ever get judged for television series? TV shows? Hey, Sean's Princess. Keep the faith and stay strong. Thank you. That's who it was. There she is. That's the woman that we rated. And by the way, MIA, is it Mia or MIA? I've seen you before. I just was confused because they said, let's rate MIA. I think you changed your name. That's why I didn't recognize you. But thank you. I really appreciate that. Anyways, YouTube is like television, right? Friends and Cheers all the way. I'm Will and Grace, of course, because I'm a homo. But Karen is hilarious. Oh, it's okay, AJ. I love you. And I would say Cheers. And I'm definitely Party of Five over 90210. But the reason I asked that is there's a bunch of tattle tits around these parts of YouTube, okay? Tattletales who have tattle tits. You get judged because you watch criminal shows all the time on here, and you just miss calling in life. You missed your calling. So I'm in Armchair Detectives chat yesterday, and first of all, I mean, of course, controversial stuff with the Watts case, and having Kim on and stuff like that. Of course, that's going to be controversial because of her voicemail that she left on YouTube with Chris talking. And in it, he said, don't listen to Armchair Detective, you know, blah, blah, blah. Here's what I think about that, first of all. Hey, Allison. I think because let me tell you something. I'm a Patreon of Armchair Detective and I'm a Patreon of Kim, Revelation and the Reckoning. What? What? Oh, if anyone's going to hell, it's me. Oh, shit. You better not have an open mind. So the reason I ask if you're judged on what you watch is because when it comes to true crime and watching stuff, I love watching everybody, especially because I'm not decided. Oh, I thought you said it's 11:22. I was like, what? So what I think Chris meant in that is I think you think it's pre-recorded. Well, I mean, we can only speculate. Whether it is or not, I mean, the bottom line is she is talking to him. But here's the thing. I think Kim and Armchair could have a good conversation if they spoke. So that has nothing to do with me. So let me say this first. I'm in Armchair's live stream saying hi, and Mexi's up there talking to him and stuff. And people, that community's great. But there's a couple people in there after I say hi saying, they're like little tattletales to the teacher. Teacher! He was giving money to Kim the other day. Did you see that? And he thinks Shanann killed the kids and blah, blah, blah. Well, first of all, slow your fucking roll. Okay? Because I did not, if you listen to what I say that I do have an open mind. Hey, Kristen. And I don't have I haven't landed on an opinion on this case yet, but I do have opinions. I haven't landed on a decision of what I think happened. Do I lean more towards the first confession? Yes, I do. But that does not mean that that is the truth to me, and it's not proven to me, so I'm not going to just go with that, okay? Because there's lots of different sides to it. So to tattle tits, it is very clear that I speak my opinion open. You don't need to go tattle on me, okay? I'm a grown man, and if I want to like both, I fucking can. I'm a grown man as I suck on a sucker. They are ridiculous. And that just goes to show that I don't understand that mindset, because if you're going to like, uh-oh, they did this, so they're not supposed to be here. You mean to tell me that somebody doesn't believe a certain way or think a certain way, so they're not allowed to be involved in the conversation? That's not true. Thank you, Kristen. Don't be a fucking tattletits. Was reading off a script. Hold on. Where did that go? Was reading off a script from Mama Watts saying promote Kim's channel and diss AD. Why? Because AD is a threat to Kim, in my opinion. Well, and again, you know, that's an opinion because has anybody seen this script? No. So that's only speculation. That's not accurate information. It is okay, especially when you don't know the truth. You can think you know, because I know there's a lot of people that they're like, how could you? Oh my God, you're so stupid. How could you think that way? That's so dumb. No, you're wrong. Really? Oh, I'm wrong. I didn't even say I believed I didn't. What do you mean I'm wrong? I don't have an exact belief in this situation. So what am I wrong about? Not being convinced yet? Again, it goes back to, if you're going to force somebody to believe something, what if somebody said, you're not supposed to believe the first confession or lean towards it. And I said, oh, okay, I don't believe it anymore. I'm sorry. I don't. Do you think I'd be telling you the truth? No, I'm just trying to please you, so you're not mean to me. But I'm not going to do that. Because if you're mean to me for having a belief, then you're a dickhole. I think it's childish when some channels get funny if you watch certain other channels. Yeah, I don't give a damn. Who cares? We all have our own opinions. Doesn't mean they need to. Exactly. So then that comes back to a comment that I wanted to address, because a lot of them have been pretty open-minded, peaceful people having different opinions and saying, you know, I I don't agree with you, but I think this is my belief. Even, you know what some people have said? They've left comments and said, I completely disagree with you. I think, you know, this person's innocent or that person. And I don't think what you're leaning towards is correct. And you can block me if you want to now. And I'm sorry. And I'm like, you really think that I would block you for leaving a respectful difference of opinion? Like, that goes to show how on edge people are for speaking their opinion. Because it's like, that really goes to show how closed-minded people can be, that these people are terrified that they're going to get blocked just for saying a different opinion. That is not the case. If you're mean, hey, 816 Gaming, if you're mean, of course. I mean, why would I want to have a conversation with a mean ass? Need to grow up and stop acting like a bunch of middle schoolers. Exactly. Oh, okay, Nanya. So there was a comment that said, hold on, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I want to. Carol, it's a lollipop that's good for your teeth. These are the good lollipops you need to give your kids. Cleans your teeth. I do too, Nicola. Even if it doesn't make sense to me, I'm still going to listen to it and be like, let me try to make sense of this. All right, so let me read part of this to you. The main part that says, someone said, let's see, in my opinion, Jean spoke with a lot more sense and compassion for the family that had just lost 3 people. All Cindy had to say was they forgave Chris. What the actual? How disrespectful to the other family. They could have waited for a private phone call to tell Chris that. So for her to come out and say that they do not agree with anything. So basically what this person is saying is that it's disrespectful to the other side of, like, the family to say that a mother forgives her son for murder. It's never disrespectful to forgive anybody. So that comment jumped out to me like, do we really have this mentality now that you're disrespecting someone else saying that you forgive someone? No, if you forgive someone, you should actually be more open about it so that other people follow suit. Because hey, Plumie, it's too easy to jump on the hate bandwagon. Because, oh, you're supposed to do forgiveness in private. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're supposed to do, good deeds in private and not brag about doing nice things for people and shit like that. But forgiveness, that's wide open. And if that offends anybody, then you are the problem. Hands down, you're the problem. CW using drugs? No, does anybody here have a problem with your honest opinion? Because it's welcome here, and I don't mind. Hit a 1 if you do have a problem with people forgiving Chris Watts. Hit a 2 if you have forgiveness in your heart for him. I'm just curious. Or whoever's guilty in this situation. How about that? I'll be for talking about you and helping me find your channel. Oh, sweet T. Thanks, MRB, for talking mad shit. Wow. Wow. Really pays off in the long run, huh? You have to see it from both sides. 2, 1, 1. Okay. I don't think it's disrespectful, Cindy's. Did say both sides are traumatized, and this is something they all will never get over. 2. Look at those 2. Oh my god, and it's 202. It says 202 viewer. Oh my god, look at those 2s. See, there's the 202, 222. This is weird. 2, God forgives all of us. Thank you for saying that, incognito freedom of speech, because some people, they don't think that. For meet and greet at some point. Devil Mike, I'm sure that'll be a long line of people if there is a meet and greet for Chris Watts. They're going to have to check the weapons at the door, though. I have a problem with people lying about Shanann. These people obviously didn't know the case. Jamie, and that's fair. But if someone is claiming that they have proof or evidence of something, then we can't say they're lying until it's proven. And then again, maybe they're not lying. Maybe they're just trying to bring something else to the table to add to the case. I would consider forgiveness if he wasn't doing what he's doing. Until then, you're a number one. Okay. Hey, Angelina. He has put drama on that house. He's in jail for killing Shanann, but everyone is allowed to be forgiven. Okay. Whole beginning of this bummed. We'll have to watch the replay. The beginning we were talking about lollipops, Nikki. We're just kind of getting into this part, and I was talking about the whole 222 thing going on. That's weird. Okay, so those who say they wouldn't aren't being honest. So then I'm seeing a lot of forgiveness in here. That's good. And then to the people that don't, that's okay too. But what's important is that you're not getting angry at somebody else for forgiving someone. Oh my God. Sorry, my black tea was like overflowing. I'm switching to black tea from coffee. So then let me point out something that a lot of people have had a problem with. What Kim says doesn't add up. Okay, Cherry. If you believe in what Christ said and stood for it, it's about forgiveness. You can forgive someone, but be aware of why they need forgiveness. That's a good point, Tina. And be wary, be careful, protect yourself, right? Hey, Michelle M. Where'd you get those lollipops? You can get these at Whole Foods for about $5. And I think there's, I don't know how many is in here. I think there's like 20 or 30 in there. Black tea with some stevia. Ooh. So let me ask you something about the wedding. Hey, Soul for Music. I hope you're doing okay. Your outlook on the whole situation, you're very spot on with your neutral opinions. Well, and again, too, even if I was decided, let's say that I was like, oh no, I definitely believe Chris killed everybody and that's it. I would still be open to listening to everything regardless. Hey, Angie. So to the wedding part, here's something that I feel like God put it on my mind because it's something I think that a lot of people need to think about. When Cindy, they didn't go to the wedding. When they didn't, let's think about this for a minute. There's a lot of mothers here, right? You guys are mothers. Forgive, but don't forget. Okay, Cotton Candy. So if you're a mother or a father, let's say that you have like a premonition. You're drinking coffee. Oh, through a straw. Let's say you have a premonition about your child getting married to somebody and you're like, this is not going to work out. Amen, Roseling. This is not going to work out. I don't want you to do this. I don't approve. I'm not coming to your wedding. We really don't know the exact reason behind that, right? But is it fair to say that if for some reason Cindy was like, you know what? I got a bad feeling about this. This is not going to work out. Is it fair to say that she was right? If that's the case, maybe she had a bad premonition and she even said the relationship was toxic from the beginning. Get closer to your enemies. Can Chris truly forgive Chris? No, he blames Shanann. Hey, Shell. Yes, you're a mother. Oh my God. How many alarms do I set? Hey, Ams Gritton. A mother knows where her child has found the right one. That's a good answer too. I wouldn't know that because I'm not a parent. But if Sandra, my daughter, my hamster, I would know if she found the right one because she wouldn't be attacking and killing him. And that is not a joke about this case. I mean, Sandra, my hamster, is violent. She's like crazy. You like Karen and Jack? You're sensitive. You totally get it. Okay. 2-2. Oh God, there's those 2-2-2s, Caroline. You don't get involved in your son's relationship. For her to make that decision, that's what I think. She's not the one in the relationship. Okay. She hurt her son. Her role as a mother is to support and love a child even when they screw up. I would still go to my son or daughter's wedding to show my adult child I support them. We can't choose Okay. Parents are sometimes overprotective. I wouldn't go if it was going to cause tension. That's what I keep saying. Hey, Michael and Paula. Michael, you're great. Michael's a good guy. This is dark, but I watched Critical K and Catherine Houston saying Chris as the girls. She is violent. To not support her son's wedding. Okay, you think that's immature. My son better have found the right one. They got 3 kids under 4. I knew it from the moment I met my son-in-law. Got to support the child. Okay. Well, in this case, they didn't. And it did end badly. So what I'm saying is if she had a premonition or something like, no, this is not, look, this is toxic. I don't support this. I don't want this to happen. Look at it this way. Let's say that by her not going, by her saying, no, I don't support this, because obviously she didn't, right? Let's say by her not going that Chris said, you know what? Let's say it changed the game. Let's say she said, not going, screw it. I do not support this. I don't want you to do this. This is going to end badly. I have a bad feeling. And let's say Chris said, okay. And he called the wedding off, broke up with her and everything. Would that have been a bad thing? No. Because then this would have never happened. So in my opinion, by her not going and saying, no, I do not support, and I'm seeing a lot of people saying, no, you support your kids no matter what. But in this case, look at it. If she would have, look, she stuck to it. She didn't go. And if he would have listened to his mother and was like, no, I'm not doing this. You're right. Mother knows best. Hit a 1 if you agree with that, or a 2 if you're like, nope, she should have went. Because we all know that that wedding did not end very well, that marriage. So don't you think she was kind of right in that situation for not going? Unconditional love for your son. To not go to your son's wedding, she must have a strong sense it wasn't right. And she was right. Bingo, Julie. That's what I'm trying to say. Alternative universe. He probably would have eventually victimized any woman. Oh, okay, Amy. I don't care whether she went or not. Diggler. You know, I don't either, but my point is she's getting a lot of crap for not supporting their marriage. But what I'm saying is, do you blame her? Because if he would have listened to his mother, if that was the case and she was saying, don't do this, she was right. Oh, you think she was wrong, Cherry? Okay. All mothers know best. Not all moms are good. Amen to that. Mother can't put herself and her feelings in front of her child's needs. But in this case, is it fair to say that her child's needs were to not get into this toxic marriage? That's more of a need than a want, in my opinion. He wanted to get married, but if everybody knew that it was toxic from the beginning, don't you think that they knew themselves, but they still continued? Now, I'm just coming up with like a scenario to try to look at it from that point of view. I tried to tell my son not to marry his first wife, but I was there at the wedding for him. Is everything going good there, Rosaline? You don't have to answer that, but maybe she thought she'd stop the wedding and lose her son forever. He's a grown man. He made his choices. She helped make it toxic. You think she was jealous of Shanann? What do you think she was jealous of? Would you want your mom's blessing if you deeply loved it and she didn't like it? That's a good question, Shady Lady. And the stubborn me would say no. Because my mom gets on my case about a lot of stuff. She gets on my case about me cussing on here. She's like, just watch your mouth, okay? Like, God doesn't, you don't need to do that. My mom will give me advice. And I've said this before. I'm like, even though oh, you know, our moms make us cringe sometimes. Like, stop telling me what to do. I even text my mom that sometimes. Stop telling me what to do. Sometimes I'll even say, stop fucking telling me what to do. To this day. But I'm going to give my mom some credit here because every single time, and I'm going to mainly about a relationship. I'm not dating anybody currently. There's a reason for that. Okay. Because fucking relationships are hard. Every time my mom would, and I would stay in relationships for long periods of time. Every time my mom would say, you need to just leave it. You need to leave this is not good for you. Just stop. So yeah, I'm sure maybe my mom, if she didn't approve and knew that I was doing something bad for myself, my mom is the type of person to be stubborn and be like, nope, you're on your own, dude. I love you, but you're on your own. I told you not to do it. You'll come back to me and I'll say, I told you so when I need to. Hey, prepper. Self-sufficient. Oh, that's what she's jealous of. Battle control of Chris guilty. Cindy should have backed off. I thought we shared a boyfriend, Robbie. So, I mean, she lived far away. No woman is good for their son for some mothers. My mom would be rich if she had a swear jar. Hate mothers that think they matter in the new married life. Oh, that is our jobs as mothers to prepare our kids for life and then basically let them go. Cindy's feelings shouldn't have mattered. Okay. So I'm seeing like a lot of Cindy is toxic. Her feelings shouldn't have mattered. But then I have to go back to, okay, I think we can all agree that she thought this relationship was toxic and she was correct. It was a toxic relationship, obviously. I think we can agree that, you know, if she had a bad premonition, she was looking out for her son, right? Not to do it. He still did it. So for somebody to say, you know, the mom shouldn't get involved, it's not her marriage and stuff. No, it's not. And no, nobody should get involved in anyone's marriage. But if you have that gut feeling in your heart and you just, you know, it's not working out, this is going to be bad, this is going to end in tears, this is going to end badly, I can't blame someone for thinking that and not supporting it. That's all I'm saying. You have to go, oh, okay, Lady Jane. So I hope that you guys know that in no way am I saying it's okay to be hateful and skip weddings and birthdays and stuff. I'm trying to put a different perspective in your head so you can see a possible valid reason that maybe you can possibly relate to of why people do certain things. I don't think that somebody would naturally just not go to their son's wedding to be spiteful and hateful and rude, unless you're a spiteful and hateful, rude person. Do I know Cindy Watts? No. But from my experience with my own mother and her giving me advice all the time, if there is a valid reason, yeah. You have to be there for them when your son or daughter needs you. I knew my marriage wasn't going to work, and so did my mom. She supported me at the wedding, but also supported... Oh. Crap. You don't have to co-sign everything, your kids' choices. Okay. I feel like Chris only had one girlfriend up to when he met Shanann. He was a rebound guy. I bet the gal is counting her blessings today. I can't support something I don't condone. Yeah, okay. That's a good point. So let's get a little bit political for a minute. If you're... Okay, I'm a Republican. That's why I'm hateful. And I'm a homosexual. I always have to throw that in there to add that extra spice. It's like throwing cinnamon in your chai tea. So let's say that my brother is a Democrat and he's running for office. And he says, I want your vote. You're my brother. You have to support me. And let's say everything that he stood for in his democratic views, I was completely against. But he's my brother. I have to support him. He's my brother. So then there's a line of, wait, so what do I do? Do I vote for the change that I want to see in the world and he's completely against this? Or do I vote for him because he's my brother? Hit a 1 if you would vote for him because he's your brother, or a 2 if you would vote based on your beliefs. I'll clean my teeth with this teeth cleaning sucker. Wait, you're a homosexual? You didn't know that? Not actively. For now. Hey, Anne. What did that say? I have a book you need to read. It's called I'm Okay, You're Okay. Ooh, okay, Amy. Okay. You wouldn't vote? Tell him you voted for him and then follow your heart. No, Cheryl. No, 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 no. See, that's lying. No, I would not lie and say, but that's sweet, Cheryl. I get, why you would do that. No, lying is never going to be a good option, ever. Lying always ends badly, no matter how small it is. It builds up like one of those cotton balls that sticks to your ass throughout the day. And if you don't pick it off, it just collects more cotton balls. I love you, Unter. Hey. Not the same as a mother-child bond. Oh, okay. So then let's change the roles. Sorry, I'm not a mother or father. So, all right. Let's be fair. Let's say you're a mother. A lot of you are. Your son is, let's say you're a Democrat and you're pro-choice. You're pro-choice. You stand firm in your beliefs. But let's say your son is a hardcore Republican. He is pro-life and completely different views that you completely cannot stand. You would never in a million years vote for, ever. But that is your son. So you're going to vote for not having abortions, even though, you're for that. You're going to vote completely against your views and what you stand for, because your son is running. Hit a 1 if you would vote for your son just because he's your son, or a 2 if, again, you're going to go with what you believe in your heart is to be good. I can't convince you that Cindy was right. That's not what I'm trying to do, Cherry. This is an open discussion with different opinions. What I'm trying to do is just put you in a mindset of why people do certain things or compare them to different situations. That's what we're doing here. You don't have to, I'm not trying to force anything on you. This is just an open discussion looking at angles. Family first. Okay. My son was a hardcore Republican. I would not vote for him. I would show up. It's not my day. It's their day. I don't have to agree with your ideology. I would vote for what I believe in. You can support someone as an individual being that you care about. That doesn't mean you have to support their decisions. Just love them and stay by their side. I like that. Morning, Connie. What was the question, honey? Well, at the beginning, I did a different scenario. I did siblings, but then someone said, that's different. That's not your son. Never vote against your views. I like that. So I said, let's say that your child is running for a political office that stands against everything that you believe in. Would you vote against them and vote for the other candidate that stands for what you believe in, or would you vote for your child just because they're your child? Pro-lifers. You have to stand by what you believe. Okay. I'm actually a Republican, but I'm also cool with people doing what oh, me too, Becky. Me too. If he's pushing pro-life on everyone, then I have an issue. Okay, so there's mixed opinions. My point by saying that, obviously, it's not the same situation. Okay, it's not a wedding and all that. My point by saying that is, sometimes if you truly, hey, Emily, EG, if you truly don't in your heart feel like somebody you love is doing the right thing in any situation, if you truly feel like what they're doing is going to be damaging to them, it's going to hurt their life. It's not, especially if you're a mother or a father to this person. If you are against it. Okay, Anitra. So no matter what it is, if you truly know that somebody's making a bad decision, I understand that you love them and you want to be, you want them to be happy, right? So you want to go show your support for them at the wedding or whatever. But again, to me, it just because, and I don't know if this, honesty has a lot to do with sobriety because I'm almost 6 months sober. So in that 6 months, I've learned I was okay before with even telling little white lies to maybe possibly please people or whatever it was. Because white lies, they really are harmless, white lies. But then the more clear-minded and sober I've got, I'm like, what's the point of that? What if somebody says, hey, do I look good in this? No, I don't want to offend them and say no, but I'm not going to say yes to make them feel better. I'm saying, no, maybe try this or that and give them a suggestion. Okay, hold on one sec, Ludi Lee. I'll read that in just a second. So my point is, we can care about people and stuff, but is it really being supportive if we're encouraging them to make that wrong decision that we think is wrong for them? That's all I'm saying. How would you feel if you find a love of your life and your mom punish you for your choice? That's happened to me. Maybe not as severe. And my mom hates when I talk about, but I'm open about stuff. And my mom is a great, wonderful lady. We get along wonderfully. We bicker back and forth, whatever. But I love my mom. She's great. She's supportive. She's wonderful. But there has been times in my life, when I first came out of the closet, it was new. I always say my parents kicked me out. They always say they didn't. We still disagree on that to this day, but that's okay. Because, I grew up with the understanding that being gay was wrong and I was going to go to hell for that. And it was bad. So, and my parents thought that too. Now we're at a different understanding, So when I first told my parents I was gay, they were not hateful about it. They were scared for me. I don't know, maybe they were scared I would have caught a disease because that was a big thing, people were scared about with homosexuals, thought I was going to hell, and they were mad at me because they felt like I was hurting myself. So I didn't talk to my parents for, I want to say the first couple of months. I moved in with my first boyfriend. They did not want to meet him. They wanted nothing to do with it. And then eventually they did. It took a while to warm up. They didn't want anything to do with it. And no, they did not support it. So I know exactly how that feels on a different level. So no, they didn't. And they stood firm in that. But eventually down the road, we were able to warm up and have discussions. And my parents, got close to a couple of my other boyfriends. But I know how that feels. To your family, it's their journey in life, not yours. That can be right, Gina. Yeah, I do agree with that on a certain level. But then again, if it's their journey and not yours, look at the Watts journey now, right? We're saying you should have showed up to the wedding because it's his journey, not yours. But look at their journey now. It is the mother's journey because she didn't want something bad to happen to her son or Shanann. She didn't want their marriage to end in tears. She didn't want something bad to happen. So it is her journey because look how it does affect her. Some people may think this does not affect, it only affects the other side of the family. It doesn't affect the Watts. They should have known. They should have been supportive. It is their journey too, because now they have to suffer with their son in prison. And you're like, well, good. He murdered someone. They're still suffering. They don't get Christmases or nothing's normal ever again for them. So I believe as a parent always knows their child is gay. Some just fight the obvious. Yeah, Nikki, I think. I used to spin around and pretend I was Wonder Woman when I was little, and I'd flip my shirt up. Wonder Woman. I'd pretend I was Kathleen Turner on the Romancing the Stone on the bridge. I'd get my foot all muddy outside, and I'd walk across that bridge and be like, and then I'd grab a branch and be like, ah! I thought I was Joan Wilder. I never wanted to be a woman, though. It's not a normal response to a crisis. What's not? Life's too short. Don't do anything you may regret. She preaching now. Psychotic. Kathy, I couldn't agree with you more. Been scared if you wouldn't fit into society based off the history. I didn't even think of that. Devil Mike, maybe my parents thought because Matthew Shepard had happened, maybe they thought I was going to get hurt for being gay. Lots of things they were angry about because they cared about me. You were under ruse. Your mom is right. Yeah. So my point in saying that is, you guys are a lot of you are the parents. I'm not. And the reason, someone said, you're not going to convince us of this. I'm not trying to convince you. But if you're not willing to look at a different angle of something, that's, in my opinion, and I don't want to offend you by saying this, but that is closed-minded. I'm just calling a spade a spade. You're only wanting to see one side of something, and you're not willing to say, even if you disagree with what I'm saying, and you stop and you say, oh, yeah, okay. I can see from that side, or I can put myself there, but I still disagree with you. I'm sorry. I think it's important to be willing to put yourself in those other positions just to see. You know what I'm saying? When you rearrange your room or your house, or you're just moving into a place, what do? You stand in the corner. No, it's not going to look good over here. Let's see from this angle over here. No, you're looking from all angles. They should watch Bobby. Oh, God, that movie made me cry. Wait, that's the one where the homosexual guy commits. Does that have Sigourney Weaver in it? We don't. You go, Kim. What? You cannot choose who your kids fall in love with. You should support them. Okay, so this is a good one to highlight here. So now knowing, right? Let's say that Cindy had a bad premonition. Again, let's see she had a bad vision. Oh my God, this is not going to end good. So are you saying that she should have supported this marriage? Now that we know that everything is the way it ended up, should she have supported it? Do you think maybe if she supported it and it ended like this, she should have been like, darn it, I knew there was something wrong. I shouldn't have gone. I shouldn't have told him to marry her. I shouldn't have been supportive of it, because now look what happened. Then maybe she would have had regret. So again, it goes back to, I do believe you should want the best happiness for the people you love. But if you feel something's wrong and in your gut you've been right before, or you just know what's best for somebody, you should speak out about it, and you should stand up for your beliefs. You should not use your voice. Sitting back and just letting things happen when you're against them, I don't like that, because pretty much my entire life, I didn't speak my mind growing up, probably until, I don't know, maybe about 10 years ago, I started warming up to the idea of, wait, maybe what I have to say is important. And then after a while, it's like, you're damn right it is. And if people don't like it, sorry for you, but this is the truth. This is how it is. This is how it's going to be. If she supported it, maybe SW would still be alive or divorced. See, but Tracy, I disagree with that, because that's putting blame on the mother. That's putting, you're saying, you know, if the mother-in-law would have supported this marriage, there would be no murder involved. That's bullshit to me. I don't agree with that. But I do respect your opinion, Tracy. I'm just saying that's shooting pretty far. You're a Democrat, Linda. Get out. I'm just kidding. I think she said that because she didn't like Shanann, not because she knew what was going to happen. Okay, well, of course, you know, nobody suspects murder is going to happen. But if you don't like, let's say your friend meets a new friend and you guys go to coffee every Thursday afternoon. Maybe you guys put a little bit of Bailey's in your coffee. You get a little faded. And they decide to invite a new friend. And let's say that this friend is secretly fucking Ted Bundy. You don't know that he's Ted Bundy yet. And you're like, I get a really bad feeling about this. I don't think this friendship is going to, like, you're like, no, something is off about this shit. Something's weird. I'm not coming to coffee with you anymore. I'm sorry. And your friend's like, how dare you? How dare you? And then your friend gets fucking murdered. Are you going to feel bad and say, oh, I should have supported their friendship? Aww. Or are you going to say, oh my God, I tried. I don't know what to do. I tried. And again, that's a different scenario, but she said maybe. It's a possibility that it could have changed things. Sometimes people don't know the truth. Nobody knows the truth. But to scold people for wanting to look at many different angles of a situation is kind of the point of what I'm saying. Well, no, it's not kind of the point of what I'm saying. It is what I'm saying. To scold people for looking at every angle and trying to see things and trying to make sense of each type of situation, to scold people for that or push them out or push them away, any of that kind of stuff, I don't agree with that. Whether you say, you know, Cindy's to blame or she's not to blame or Shanann's to blame or she's not or Chris is this or he's innocent or whatever it is. If you guys told me Bozo the Clown, I think Bozo the Clown was involved. I think a clown showed up in the middle of the night in a clown car, and I think he did everything and just covered it up and made it look like Chris did it. That's what I think. If you told me that, I would say, where are you getting that information from? And you'd say, what? Why would you want to look into something like that? Well, okay, well, you truly think this, so now I'm intrigued. Why do you think that? And I'm going to listen to you, even though it sounds crazy. I'm not going to allow you to convince me, but I'm going to listen to why you think a fucking clown would show up in the middle of the night and stage all of this. Sure, I'll listen. Sure, I'll listen. What did that say? It is important. If you look down a hallway, I'm just going to look straight down the hallway. I'm not going to turn on the light. I'm not going to see if there's anything on the floor or in the way. Let's say it's the first time you're walking down this hallway. You've never walked down it before until just now. You're going to walk through it in the pitch black. Then you're going to bump into some shit. You might even fall down, maybe cut some shit open, break a couple bones. Turn on the lights. Look around. Look in front of you. Look behind you to see if you're about to get attacked. Look everywhere. Don't just look straight ahead and say, nope. If you don't walk down this hallway with me in the dark, then you're stupid. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't walk down hallways in the dark like that. Unless I was intoxicated. But I don't do that anymore. Do I support Kim? Yeah, I do. I support anybody that is passionate about what they're talking about, that tries to go for the truth and make sense of things. And I support that. And yeah, I also, look, I told you guys earlier, I'm a Patreon of Kim. I'm also a Patreon of Armchair. I'm a member of different crime people like lots of different people who they all have different opinions of different things. But I like hearing different angles because to me, that's like taking, I'm like, okay, well, this makes sense over here. So I'm going to take the pieces that make sense from every angle, and I'm going to try to put it together myself in my head to see what makes sense to me. It could be completely wrong, but I'm going to listen to that. It happened on American Horror Story. Maybe it did. Maybe it did. You don't support people who slam others. The main reason I believe Chris is to blame for the murders is his own confession a couple of times, not only once, and the simple facts. Yeah, I mean, I love you, Sharon. It's very frustrating when you're trying to get to the bottom of something and you have somebody standing in the way of that, telling different stories and not sticking to their story. I completely understand that. And it makes the whole situation screwed up. And, you know, when people say, well, why do you support Kim? Well, listen, that is a direct link and a source to Chris. And people say, well, he lies, so it doesn't matter if she talks to him. He's lying to her or whatever it is. Okay, well, I'm more interested in seeing how deep Kim can dig into his brain or his conscience or his soul to try to get the truth out of him. Even if it's not possible. That's a direct source to him. And then you do have other channels, you know. I love Armchair Detective too. He has a different narrative of what's going on. And, you know, I've always told Armchair and people, you know, I don't have one solid thing. So I look into what people have to say. Some things I'm like, yeah, I don't agree with that, but I'll still listen or watch. What I appreciate about him is he simply wants the truth too. He has a different understanding of what's going on than this one. And so that's why when Kim had Chris address everybody on here and say, don't listen to Armchair, everyone said that was staged or that was scripted or why say Armchair and nobody else or anything like that. I think the reason, no matter whose name he said to listen to, I think his point was, and people are like, why take advice from Chris? Well, I mean, I'm not going to take advice from him. That's just the truth. I'm not going to take advice from him. However, if he's saying, I think the point of what he was saying, because he's very hard to read, first of all, what I gathered from what he said with that was, look, I'm talking to this person. I'm talking to Kim. She knows about me because I talked to her. She knows about this case. So listen to her. And people are like, oh, I'm not going to listen to him telling me to listen to her. I see it as him saying, if you want to know my truth and you're interested, then listen to her because I'm telling her the truth. Whether you believe that or not, that's what I gathered from it. That's just what I gathered from it. So anybody with an opposing, trying to include anyone else in the murders or trying to change the narrative of what Chris is going towards now, I think he's saying, okay, well, I'm being honest with Kim now. So I would say listen to her. That's what I gathered from that. That's it. Kim is entertaining, but she hasn't even got CW to change his story. He's never said Shanann did anything. Plus, legally, she is very naive. I listen to everyone's opinion. I may not agree, but this case is still interesting 2 years later. It's interesting because we don't have closure on it. There are some people that they have closure. They're like, oh, I know what happened. This case is closed. It's done. Well, good for you. I don't. So when someone comes along with new information from the direct man himself, and here's the thing too, guys, clearly telling different people different things. Okay, Jamie, what I'm interested in, you know, because we do have all these crime channels that are interesting. You know, we can read articles, we can come up with our own idea of what we think happened. We can have discussions, all of that stuff. But then you have a real human being who is directly talking to the man that was there that morning and knows everything that happened. So Kim, to me, seems like a good speaker, somebody who can communicate and possibly read people. So if she's talking to him often, I would imagine once you get to know somebody and you talk to somebody, you start to read and you can kind of tell like, okay, this person's a bullshitter, right? They're lying to me. I know them. I talk to them all the time. They're lying. So if she's talking to him often, I'm pretty sure that she would be able to pick up on anything and be like, okay, this is bullshit. Do you see what I'm saying? One of many CW women that has gone. Closure on the case when the possibility of an accomplice has been investigated. So let's do a trial. Monopolizes the conversation. Well, I think that's what it is she has a lot of information to tell us. So that requires a lot of speaking. I think Kim is just spinning a narrative to take the heat off of others. Well, I mean, when I spoke to her on here, I said, because somebody asked in the chat, do you know, because people are saying she's trying to take the blame off of NK or whatever. She knows her. I asked her if she knew her and she said no. So I'm going to take her word for that. Us again, Kim, and don't insult your subs, please. Wait, are you saying I insulted you guys? How did I insult you? I don't like when someone debates Kim or anyone, they don't have the facts. Am I buffering, Michelle? Oh, wait, you know what? I got to stop highlighting comments. When I highlight comments, I buffer. Maybe that's on my end. She'll never talk about it, which is sad since I don't think she is an accomplice. She just wants her life back. Yeah, and someone said, isn't it interesting that Kim came along right after NK changed her name and stuff? And I'm like, we can come up with our own ideas, but I mean, yeah, if you think I insulted you, you probably read that wrong. You can fool some of the people some of the time. I've seen a narrative that she knows NK and his sister pre-murder. Do I believe any of the conspiracy theories? Well, there was one creator on here that was calling me nonstop and blowing up. I'm not going to throw this person under the bus, but this person was blowing my phone up, trying to convince me that this was a while ago. I don't talk to this person anymore. They were trying to convince me that this whole entire case was fake. And I was listening to her. I'm like, oh, okay. And some things she said were making sense. Like, did you know that this person, the DA, was running again that year and they were up for election and it was about money and, they were in debt. So it's like an offer to them to, this case would make money and all of this stuff. And yes, a lot of what she said would make sense if you were, trying to run a money scam, but there's no facts behind it. But it was starting to make sense to me. Fake. Yeah, they said it was fake. So again, I'm open to all theories, but I'm not going to be an idiot. Like the other day, someone said, you're easily convinced. Well, obviously you don't pay attention because I'm not convinced of anything. So you don't pay attention. Pay to leave a comment. I think the reason for having to pay to leave a comment, when you say it like that, or to be a member to leave a comment, is obviously having a channel like that, it's going to be very controversial. It's going to attract a lot of negative attention. So turning off the comments is going to keep that negativity off the channel. And also, if you're doing a live stream and you leave your chat open like mine is right now, you can block certain words out and stuff, or, moderators will have to approve stuff. But I could only imagine that would invite a lot of trolls to come to the channel if she went live without making you become a member first. So I think becoming a member to leave a comment is simply to try to keep the trolls out. Although some trolls will pay to troll you. They'll be like, screw it, I'm getting a membership so I could come in and harass her. But I think it's more of a filter system that kind of keeps that tries to keep that negativity out. You know, because I'm hearing a lot of people say, she's doing this for money or she's doing this. Well, first of all, let's be fair. Anybody on YouTube that meets the requirements to be monetized has the right to be monetized. You know, and they're saying, well, she's raising money for Chris. Well, in my opinion, her of anybody, if she's talking directly to Chris, getting information from him and stuff, I mean, shit, yeah. She has the ability to get monetized. Do it. I see these people running ads on their videos and stuff, talking about the Watts case, about theories and conspiracies and stuff that we don't even know are true or not. They're making money off of it. No, Luda, I don't think a difference of opinion is trolling at all. I think we know what trolling is. Trolling is when mean people come in, they insult, they say mean stuff. They don't have a conversation that's actually flowing and being respectful. That's what I mean by that. By no means do I think a difference of opinion is trolling, or else I would think half of this chat or more is trolls, because we have different opinions, but we're all able to talk about it openly and have a good conversation about it for the most part. And, you know, if you're disrespectful, it's not going to get anywhere. Could you convince Kim to have a debate with Armchair Detective? I don't like that word debate, but I think it would be great. I mean, I said earlier, I think that they would have a good conversation together. Now, they're both pretty big personalities just from speaking to both of them. And they definitely have different views on this. I think it would be interesting for them to have a conversation, maybe even privately rather than on here. I know a lot of people would love to see what they had to say to each other. I think it would be a good conversation. That's the problem. You know, that's the problem with, especially when you see different creators on here, is a lot of people, they'll start talking about each other and say horrible shit, and they don't even know each other. They simply just have a different opinion. Yeah, discussion. I think they'd have a good discussion, to be honest. I really do. Because again, I think Armchair is a good guy. And from what I know of Kim, I think she's a good person too, just from speaking to both of them. So for them to both have views, I think that they're both mature enough, because I see maturity in both of them. I think they're mature enough to have a good conversation on their opposing views without it turning ugly. Do I think the chat would turn ugly? Yes, because unfortunately there's people that just can't keep their mouth shut and they can't keep it civil and peaceful. She's never going to go on AD. She would open her comments before she would go on AD. Well, you know, I mean, they do have different opinions or have a different, you know, narrative of what they're going for. So, you know, I mean, maybe she just doesn't want to argue. You know, her comments are turned off. She's trying to just get out the information she's putting out. Maybe she just doesn't have time to argue about it. You know, I could imagine it's time consuming enough doing what she's doing. Maybe she just doesn't want to invest extra time to the negativity. He's confessed his lawyers were not incompetent. And that's one of the points he could have got from. His lawyers advised him to go to trial. Well, no, I don't think he's ever getting out of prison either. But if you can get a better idea of what the actual truth is, I truly don't care how long it takes. I support the truth, because in my own personal experience, the truth feels good and it sets you free and it feels amazing, and wonderful things start to happen when you start to tell the truth. Now, if you're a compulsive liar, that's hard to do. And you lose credibility with people when you're a compulsive liar. But, you know, it's the same as an addiction. You want a trial, Jamie? With an addiction, you have to keep, well, you don't have to, but you keep relapsing. You keep falling down and then getting back up. And then you fall down and you get back up again. And people say, they're never going to get better. They're just a boozy skank. Or, you know, they'll spread them for anybody for some vodka. Or they're just a crackhead or a meth head. Same with the liar. They're just a liar. Well, you know what? Maybe they don't want to be a liar anymore. They lost credibility, but maybe they feel convicted. Hey, Tiffany. she should talk to him. Well, and they don't have to talk. They don't have to agree. They don't have to fight either. And a lot of times, creators don't fight. It's the people that support the creators that are the ones fighting and maybe causing that division. I want a trial. Oh, okay. What information? People that have paid to listen to Kim's BS. What big new info does she have? Well, Johnny, to me, it's not so much information. Like, oh, I'm not going to her for new information. I'm going to her because, I like listening to her because she's directly talking to him. Now, does that mean that I'm going to believe everything? Oh, I'll put Kim's channel in the chat. Does that mean that I'm going to believe everything Chris Watts tells her? No. No. But I would, from hearing her speak and stuff, she seems to be a pretty reasonable or logical person to pick up on if he's lying, or, once you talk to somebody for a certain amount of time, you can pick up on these things. So I don't think if she feels he's lying about something, unless she had some bad agenda, which I don't think she does, if she knew he was lying about something, I don't think she would come on here and just spread that information for lying. I'm going to leave buffering as dry. Oh, I'm so sorry, Michelle. Am I buffering to you guys? She's full of it. Admits she only has the same information as everyone else has, but like Robbie says, she has direct connect. Yeah, and just, again, it's about different views and seeing things from a different set of eyes. I like that I can see the situation from a set of eyes that's directly talking to the source. I mean, can you imagine? Everybody's so interested about this case. Can you imagine talking to the person that was there? So whether they're lying to you when they're answering questions or not, you're able to pick up on those mannerisms. You're able to pick up on that energy when you're talking to them and get those answers out of them, and then decide for yourself if they're answering correctly or not. Main reason they listen to Kim is not because they believe her narrative, but they want to hear what CW is saying. I don't have to prove anything. Go investigate if it's important. What are you guys talking about? Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa. Jamie, I respect that you have a biased opinion, say Robbie, just for the record. I'm not biased in this situation. Not at all. You mean unbiased? What I don't understand is what's so enticing about what Chris is saying after listening to this case for 2 years. The views are messed up. Johnny, I think because we're not just listening to the media talk about it, we're talking to a direct source that's talking to him. That's why it's interesting. Did you guys see how easily CW lied in the interrogation and how he would never cheat? That's a good point. You don't think he'll ever tell the truth? I don't know how SW didn't fight him at all. You would think she would kick his ass. I agree. I think with her personality, I think the same thing. Do you believe Cadel? I didn't read Cadel's book. And I was not recommended it either when I asked people, should I read it? I know, Johnny. Different perspectives, but you can't polish a turd. Okay, Alicia, thanks. You would love to talk to Cindy? I would too. Hey, Paula. And people say, well, you're so disrespectful to the other side. Let me just tell you something about, Shanann's family. Of course, I feel bad for them and stuff. The main reason I don't, come on here and you don't see me talking to them or responding in comments to them or whatever it is let me tell you something about other creators. All right. I've mentioned Kitchen Lady before, and Kitchen Lady has a knockoff channel who advocates for people who back in May, this Kitchen Lady accused me of something terrible that never happened and sent thousands of people my way to harass me over a lie. Okay. And then this advocate person, of course, stuck up for kitchen lady, blah, blah, blah. They have this narrative, this stupid bullshit lie narrative. They never provided proof of the horrible thing they accused me of, which never happened. So these channels are linked up with Shanann's family now. And of course, you know, oh, we talk to them every day. We call them Mama and Papa Rusek. Look, I like them. I have no problem with them. But of course, if they're talking to these people, then I could only imagine what these people tell them about me or have this, you know, I've seen them comment. I've seen people make horrible videos about things that I've said in the past or when I was drinking, or they clip videos together of me to make me look terrible. And I saw, Sandy commented on one, thank you for showing this to us. So they already have an idea in their head. Probably they think I'm this terrible person. So it's not that I'm against them, but I'm not going to listen, I'm not going to kiss anyone's ass to try to like me. So if they believe a false narrative without talking to me, they can always email me. I don't mind. But these other creators have spread lies about me, and just want to paint you in a bad light. So, and if they talk to the Ruseks all the time and stuff, then I could only imagine they already have their mind made up about me. And that's okay. If you're going to make your mind up about people without knowing them first, that shows me all I need to know about you too. So I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. Sandra's snoring. So, I mean, that's what I have to say about that. I think it's terrible, everybody going through the situation. Okay. But in my personal opinion, these other creators that are all up the asses of these families, okay, of Shanann's family, I'm talking about Kitchen Lady and the Advocate, they're kissing ass for a reason. All right. I'm not going to kiss your ass. You're a human being just like I am. Okay. So I'm not going to kiss anyone's ass and be like, oh, Mama and Papa and blah, 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 blah. No, I see right through that. If they truly care, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But no, sorry. They're only going with what's popular for people to do. No respect for those creators, but will not give them attention. Oh, yeah, I like Seeking the Truth with Dave. Yeah, so again, I'm for the truth, no matter what that is, no matter who it offends, because the truth could offend some people because they don't want it to be true, right? I stand for whether you hear my potty mouth or not, and you, oh, he's not a Christian. Yeah, the fuck I don't like that word. I don't like saying religious. I have a beautiful relationship with Christ. No, I'm not a psychic. And I go off what's in my heart, and I get emotional, and I get angry, and I get happy, and I experience, and I'll show you my emotions. So, yeah, there's going to be clips of me cussing people out on here, saying maybe some vulgar jokes or some edgy jokes or over the top. And when people clip those together to try to paint you in a bad light, if you want to know me, come and talk to me. Okay? I'm a nice fucking person. When you're a dick to me, damn, I'm a fucking dick too. I'm a huge dick if you're mean to me, and I'm trying to work on that. I'm so offended by your mohawk. It's not a mohawk. It's a receding hairline that's designed to look that way to fool you. My hair started receding, so I said, oh, fuck it. Let's just lie to people and say I just did it on purpose. God gave me a mohawk. Yeah, you know what? When people say, oh, you can't, and you know, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I cussed a little bit too much today and I feel dirty and gross. But God knows my intent. It's all about your intent. God knows that. Love you too, Kim Martin. Hey, Truthy Magoo. I started the voting, guys, in my community post because that poll page was ridiculous. So I'm going to do one at a time for my end of the year awards. And Truthy was up for most controversial creator, but it looks like Revelation and the Reckoning is winning that one. I get upset about defiling murder victims. That's just me, I guess. No, and yeah, of course. I think we all have that in common. I think the difference in this case is lots of people have a different opinion on who the murderer is. Partial Brazilian wax on my head. I like that. What are your thoughts about the shadows walking towards Chris the night he loaded the truck? My thoughts on that are, I would hope and I would trust that the authorities would pick that up on that and do something about it rather than YouTube. So my thoughts on it is if it was convincing enough that it would have convinced the authorities that it was something. I hope I don't want... Truthy, you're up for a couple different ones. We got all the totals in there. You're up for a couple different ones. I think best new creator too. You're up for that one and a couple other ones. And was it most inspirational? Most helpful? You're up for most helpful too. Anyways, God, I've been sucking on this clean sucker. Again, if you guys haven't picked these up, clean teeth suckers, they're amazing. No sugar. What better if you like sweets to suck on something that's good for your freaking teeth? That's amazing. Responsible for all the hate amongst all the YouTubers. I hope for once and all. Yeah, I think Satan is. Whatever demons got involved in that case crawled into YouTube too. Yeah, you are helpful, Truthy. Passionate about people who can't defend themselves. That makes sense. Yeah. And it's very controversial because I'm gonna say it bluntly. It's very controversial because there are people that believe that Shanann did it and that he snapped on her. So, you know, when people are saying they're not, I get it. She's not here to defend herself. So that fucking is not fair and it sucks. So how do I say this with it? Because I don't want to sound like a dick, or I don't want to sound mean when I say that I lean more towards the first confession. So I'm going to put it like this. I know it's a different situation, but if let's say you worked in a corner store that had no cameras. So all we had to go off of was, you know, if there were witnesses around, but let's say there's not. Let's say that a robber came in to try to rob you, but he had a fake gun. So he was just going like this under his shirt. Okay. And let's say he started like running amok, trying to like cause crime and shit. And you fucking shot his ass dead. And then let's say the police show up to the scene and they're like, he didn't have a gun on him because he was just going like this. You killed this guy. And then, of course, you know, people will say he's a murderer. But then people would say, well, he killed him because he came into the store. He was robbing it. Well, he didn't have a gun. Yeah, but and so you see how that can happen. Then you're like, who's the bad guy in this situation? The robber or the murderer? Does that make sense? Or was that a stupid analogy? I didn't even know this was on. Glad I opened on YouTube. I'm always, hey, Robin. I know that you can't really compare. It's kind of like apples and oranges. But do you see what I'm saying? Or let's say you just saw somebody kill someone you love, so you fucking killed them and then you went to jail for it. And then your whole life, people believe that you just were a big murderer of everybody. I mean, that's just the blunt way I'm putting it. But do you see what I'm saying? So again, it just depends on who you see as the bad guy in the situation or who started it. It's difficult. It's controversial. I hate to watch anybody I only love to watch, and then they come and make me tired. But anyways, I think that's all I had to say about that. I just wanted to respond to some of those. And I wanted to respond to that forgiveness comment because, of course, I've been getting a lot of weird comments, but that one to me was very strange that somebody would word it like that. I just can't believe that how disrespectful it was for Cindy to say she forgives her son. What? It's not disrespectful to forgive. Or you killed all because they don't believe you. I could believe that if not for the oil tanks. Right. Yeah. Because, okay, let's say that your grandma killed your 2 kids when she was babysitting them because they were driving her nuts. And instead of calling the police, let's say you killed your grandma. But then you're like, oh shit, now I killed her. They're going to think that I killed my kids too. So I'm going to have to clean up this whole scene and just fucking make it all disappear. I mean, what do I have to lose at this point? So then you go and you dispose and you bury, or you put, you go to oil tanks or whatever. Zodiac Killer Code was just solved. What? So then people would say, why didn't you call the police? If you think about it, you're like, okay, if I call the police in this situation, I killed my grandma. If I killed my grandma, then the police are going to ask why my kids are gone as well. And I'm going to have to say that my grandma killed them, so I killed her, and the police. So I'm going to get in trouble either way because I killed somebody. So I'm just going to get rid of everything and see what happens. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's how it happened. I'm just saying. Oh, okay, Angelina, I know I need to get off of here in a minute. That's why they should have a psych evaluation. I agree with that. Forgiven, you better forgive. I love that, Carrie Lee. The Zodiac earlier. I want to watch. I don't forgive anyone. I forgive myself for caring about them in the first place. Okay, Jen. Really isn't. I mean, Shanann's parents even forgave. Makes no sense. If he called the police and they take her to jail, he goes free with NK. Yeah. And see, like, and then we get into the whole domestic dispute thing, because I've been to jail for domestic disputes and violence. I think we all know how crazy shit can get when we argue in relationships, or like, I'm going to ruin your life, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. You know? So like I said, my mind wanders in situations. So when I think, okay, someone found out someone's cheating, what if they wanted to ruin their life? And all these thoughts go through my head. Like, okay, well, I'm going to get you in trouble and say you did this or that. I don't know. And I'm not saying that's what happened, that, you know, Shanann hurt them and said, I'm going to blame it on you or whatever. I don't know. I don't. I'm just saying, I mean, everything is possible in an argument or a fight. Look how, okay, hold on a minute. You just hold on a minute. Look how far fights go on YouTube. Can you imagine if these YouTubers were in front of each other or people? You mean to tell me that violence isn't going to happen? Do you mean to tell me that? What if he felt responsible but did nothing? See, in Mensa, I'm open to all angles of this. And the problem is, people begin to bicker when there's a different opinion or something. And I don't like that. I was told that CW told his parents that SW said she was going to make him pay. See, and that's where my mind explores. That's why I said with fights or with, you know, have you guys ever, I'm going to ask this again. Have you guys ever found out, not was told, had to find out on your own that somebody was cheating on you? Was it the anger that you felt? Did you want to get back at them? Some people say, no, I'm not a vindictive person. That's great. Some people are. Some people want to return that pain right away. Again, I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's why I'm saying I leaned towards the first confession. But again, don't twist around and be like, you know, all these tattle tits on here. He said Shanann killed the kids, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm open to all of the angles. And I lean towards that one because I know what it feels like to be cheated on. I know what it feels like to be a psychotic fucking crazy person. That's why I've been to Weld County Jail. That's why I've been to Jefferson County Jail. Because I know what it feels like to be a fucking psycho in love. I know what it feels like to have love make you go absolutely batshit crazy to the point where you find out someone's cheating on you, that you want to fucking destroy their life because they ripped your heart out of your chest and they deserve every bit of what's coming to them. I don't believe that anymore. You know, because I'm sober and I found Jesus a bunch of times. So do you see what I'm saying? Now you're buffering quite a bit. Oh, I'm sorry, Cheryl. I think because I was highlighting some comments. I'm sorry. You banged two of her friends in revenge and that actually felt worse than being cheated on. Yeah, well, guess what, Truthy? My boyfriend, when I think I was 19. No, I think I was 19 years old. He was cheating on me. So I had sex with his best friend who was a female. Bam, bitch. Top that. Okay? So I know how it feels to feel vengeful. And I'm not supporting vengeful shit. I know that feeling. I connected to Trent. I've talked to Trent, and that's what brought me into this entire case was Trent. I've told that story before. He was staying on a friend's couch of mine, and that's how I got brought into this situation, because I was sent secret videos and I didn't know what to do with them, and that kind of pissed Trent off. So, but him and I have made peace since then. He hasn't been around lately, though. Someone told me some reason why. Big fuss over the nuts and killed him a few weeks later. It doesn't add up to me. Nutgate is no, revenge is never the right route. Nutgate is very interesting, because if you look at it from all angles, people are like, she was trying to kill the kids, blah, 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 blah. Well, again, if we're leaning towards the first confession, can you say, well, if you blame someone for it, is it pointing the blame off yourself? Again, I'm just looking at angles. Don't stone me. As much as CW, she don't lied about their lives, then CW would not want it to be known. Huh. Do I believe Trent hooked up with CW? I think that if Chris was to, and this is not to be mean to Trent, I think if living in Denver, myself, if Chris were to want to hook up with a gay man, I'm not saying Trent is ugly by any means. I'm just saying Chris was pretty in shape and looking pretty good there, and he could have had his selection of any gay man that he wanted to. That's what I think about that. So I don't know if it would have been Trent. But hey, I've hooked up with a lot. I had sex with a 400-pound man one time in Breckenridge, Colorado. Hey, Kim. "100% objective makes 0 sense to me." You open the Trent box. Uh-oh. Has his third... No. You think the same thing about Trent? Yeah, and by no means, I mean, I don't think Trent is ugly or anything. I'm just saying Chris could have had himself a little hottie if he was a homo. Does he have gay tendencies? Yeah, I mean, we all do. As Susan Bond says, I think everyone's gay. They just get married to cover it up. I would usually make a big stupid person embarrassing, totally. However, anyways, guys, I really do got to go get ready, but I do appreciate that people can be respectful. That's why I continue and like having these conversations, because for the most part, you guys are nice. Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Trent is a beer. CW can have a champagne. Or it's as Julia Roberts says in My Best Friend's Wedding. You are, what does she say? You're creme brulee. She's the Jello. What if he wants Jello? Maybe he does want Jello. It wasn't a feud. It was all out harassment and bullying, like the Nutgate. Love you, Tiffany. Love you, Mary. Thanks, Mia. Yeah, it was a great chat. See, it is possible to not scream at each other. Robbie's still waiting on your apology. What did I do to you, Miss Mensa? I mean, I have no problem apologizing, but for what? Robbie is definitely champagne. I am a non-alcoholic beverage. That's what I am. All about choice. Hold on one second, because one of my moderators was No, I'm cheap. If I was an alcohol, I would be cheap wine. I was always a cheap drunk. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry. Yeah, you too, Cheryl. Peanuts and legumes like a Pete. Oh, you took part in the attacks against my family and me back in the winter of 2018? I think you're mistaken, Miss Mensa. Maybe, maybe you saw me being friends with people that possibly would do that. Here's the thing. And I've been mocked for this plan. I'm friends with everybody. I'm just friends with people who are friendly with me. And I don't condone everything my friends do. And I don't take on my friends' fights either. And I've lost friendships on here for not doing that. Why are you still talking to this person? Because they're fucking nice to me. Well, they're not nice to me. Well, fucking talk to them then. I don't know what to tell you. When MGL was attacking me big time and you were her mod, she was threatening me, lying about my family and me, and I had never heard of. Oh, okay. Yeah, Miss Mensa, I mean, all I can say about that is wrenches get thrown out. I'm friends with people. I honestly, Miss Mensa, and anybody that knows me will know this. I don't take on other people's arguments. If I don't have a problem, I mean, look, I like Armchair Detective and Kim. I'm a Patreon of both of them. Yeah, that can tend to put me in sticky situations where people look at me weird, but I don't get involved in other people's fights. So whether I'm a moderator or a friend with somebody, I just don't take on other people's stuff. So if you thought that, I really, really do apologize, because I would never attack you. I actually, Miss Mensa, the first time when I first came to YouTube, I remember I made a video. Maybe that's why you made this video about me. The very first person to make a video about me was you. And I was so scared. I was like, what did I do wrong? I had made a video defending Molly Golightly about something and saying, she's a nice person, just give her a chance, because I think everybody deserves a chance. And Miss Mensa made a video commenting on what I said. So maybe did you take that in the wrong way? Like I was going against you for that? Because when I first started my channel, I saw a lot of hate for Marissa, and I was like, she's my friend. I'm going to say she's nice. These people are attacking her. And so I would make videos saying, she's good, guys, give her a chance. And people were like, fuck you, you're wrong. She was attacking me and you were laughing along and blocking people who were standing up for me. She and I, well, clearly I don't remember this, Miss Mensa. So I do apologize if I offended you or did anything, blocked people. I don't know. But I never did anything to viciously attack you, because I really don't know you. If I don't know, if I'm a moderator for someone and I see that people are being disrespectful in a chat, maybe that's why I was blocking people. But I wouldn't just block people just because they're voicing or defending somebody. And also with Marissa, she's my friend. I talk to her often. I know her humor and stuff. So if she's joking about somebody and stuff, I take it with a grain of salt. So I don't know. I do apologize though, Miss Mensa, if that's what you're looking for, because I don't have anything against you. I will be clarifying the AD comments from Chris. It was less about AD and more about the people who have been on his channel lately. Okay, Kim. The way Robbie can be friends with anyone is... Yeah, and it gets you in trouble, Mr. Jen, but I mean, shit, I really... Listen, if somebody tells me this person's bad, and I can't tell you how many times it's happened to me on here. I saw that you were talking to so-and-so. Did you know that they used to do this, or they do that, or they do that, or they said this to me, or that they fucking called me a stupid bitch, or they did this or that? And I'm like, oh man, that sucks. Maybe you should talk to them about that. How dare you tell me to work it out with them? No, you need to stop talking to them. No. You need to work it out or take your problems off me. Hey, Mexi. There was no humor. If she had any assets, she would have been sued. Oh, well, I apologize for that, Miss Mensa. Have you heard Critical K last live and the author's comments? I do. I know that you don't have to answer this, Kim, but do you ever plan on maybe talking to these other creators? Or because people were saying earlier, oh, she won't talk to them or she won't. And I said, maybe the reason your comments are turned off and stuff is simply just because you don't have time to argue. Do you ever plan on maybe having conversations with people like AD or Critical K or anybody like that? Logical and stay open. Well, I'm not always logical. One way or the other. Yeah, I really don't. I mean, I'm not convinced. And then, of course, people will say, well, that's because you're stupid. You need to look into the discovery more, or look into the facts more. Well, I've been fucking doing that, but I also have a life outside of the Watts case as well. Okay? I haven't had sex since my sobriety date, which is a good thing probably, but I'm due for a good pounding. I think you're... CW saying that Chrissy and Dylan are lying. Yeah, I'm sorry. What is this Chrissy and Dylan thing? I've been seeing that going around a lot. What is that? Some registry or something? Approved in Colorado. That's a good question too. Fat Biatch. I really like her name. I kind of want to steal it. No excuse for what you said, Barrett. No excuse for what she said about what, Catherine? He started his own. He continued the hate campaign going on. Organized group. Oh, I thought you were talking about me, Miss Metz. I was like, what? I don't have a hate campaign. You tried a conversation with AD. I was going to call in when Chrissy was on to try to clear up what she was saying, but that Chrissy. Okay. Sorry, I know who you're talking about now. I've got a man I want you to meet. Sean's Princess, I don't know if I'm ready for a relationship yet. Or actually, no, ever. Never. Okay, Rosebud. We all need a good bounty. Maybe that's a problem in this community. We just all need a real good one. Feel free to scroll. You've asked, sadly, no response. Oh, about your song, Mexi. See, and look, Mexi's my good friend. We have different opinions. Him and I have been the friends. Well, Leisha and I have been friends, I think, the longest on here for like 20-something years. But Mexi and I have been friends 16 years. I think he's a complete idiot for his opinions, and I don't judge him for that. I'm just kidding. No, I don't. Having a difference of opinion can open up really interesting conversations. And I learn stuff from them. Or sometimes, hopefully, maybe teach people stuff, but probably not. Most of the time, I'm the dumb one. You're 25 years due for a good pounding. Call me. Chris Watts' revelation on his Patreon channel to make money. It should be on YouTube. I agree. Listen, I think that conversation should either be 100% private or YouTube. But then again, if you do it on AD's channel, of course, it all depends on whose channel you're on too, because of course you have more people that go and support a channel. So maybe she'll get more hate over there. Then her comments are turned off on the other side. So I don't know. If it's not going to be a good conversation, it just shouldn't happen at all. Yeah, Mexi is very respectful of other people's opinions. Yeah, congratulations on your album, Mexi. If you guys haven't checked out his album, type in Mexi on Spotify or iTunes, and it's called, oh God, the name I keep wanting to say. His album's name is called Revelation and the Reckoning. Revelation of Broken Dreams. I got to go in a minute. Saying 4 people are involved. I have leaned towards many different theories in this case. And the more that I've listened and the more I've, of course, I don't know everything. None of us do. In my personal opinion, I don't see anybody else. I don't know. I don't lean more towards that one, but it's not off the table for me for anyone else to be involved. Thank you, Gail Sefton. Is it Gail Sefton? It's because trolls docs in the comments. Exactly, AJ. There's lots of terrible things that happen in the comments, especially because that is a very controversial subject and channel. So of course you're going to have people going over there doing that. Thanks, Roxy. God, I didn't touch my black tea and now it's all cold. Could have not been murdered on 8/13 based on autopsy. So group, so she wasn't. Wow. Are people fighting? Miss Mensa is welcome here, by the way. And I'm sorry, Miss Mensa. Again, I do apologize. I honestly really don't know what you're talking about. I don't. But I do apologize if, you know, for anything. If I were to ever talk to AD, I already told him it would be on YouTube, not Patreon. That's fair. I think it would be a good conversation, as long as people, as you know what, as long as it was just you two, nobody else coming up on there with you, just you, both of you. That's it. Because I see a lot of times people are like, okay, we're gonna have this conversation. Then they bring somebody up, and it's like a gang mentality. No, it should be one-on-one. Robbie asked the question, and I answer she won't give it to him. Let's be honest here. What question? Sandra's doing amazing. Her hair's growing back. It's getting fuzzy even. And she's all energetic, but of course she's napping because she just had her medicine this morning a little while ago. You love Miss Mensa? The statistics of the... Hey, Copper, love you. Heimdall. I always say Copper, but Heimdall's cooter. I agree with should be on YouTube. Yeah, and you know what? That should be happening a lot more with people that, you know, are disagreeing and stuff. Do you know how many times I have offered privately, because of every contact information of that kitchen lady, to talk to her since May? And people are like, why don't you stop blowing up her phone? That's you're stalking her by asking her. It's like, no, every time I see her say my name in her mouth, I offer an outlet and a way for her to talk to me. And nope, I just want to sit in my kitchen and talk shit about you instead. Well, then, sorry to be blunt, but fuck you too. I think the offer of communication should be out there a little bit more than it is. Because when, you know what it is? People, you know, we feel very comfortable voicing our opinions, especially if it's about other people or whatever. But when we're face to face or we're on the phone line with that person or something, that's when the game changes. And some of those insults either get worse or people hold back and they're like, oh, I'm actually talking to them now. Yeah, Alice Cooper or Momo. But when you're actually faced with, you can call it confrontation, but I like just saying facing off with your opposing, you know, whatever it is, conversations can help, even if they start off a little shaky and rocky. Okay, well, I disagree. Well, I disagree with you. Well, fucking maybe I think you're wrong. Well, I think you're wrong. Okay, well, how do we fix this? I'm sorry. Okay? You got to swallow your pride. End of story. How many years do hamsters live? I hear they can live up to 4, but it's 2 to 3. Her source is Sandy. Yeah, and she likes to throw that around. Well, I talk to the family. Well, good for you. They're not celebrities. Okay, they're people. Stop using their names and throwing them out there like there's some like shield or some prize that you're holding up. They are real people. So stop treating them like that, because in my opinion, that's disrespectful. Oh, I advocate for Mama Sandy or whatever. It's like, I'm sorry, but to me, you're doing more bad than good because you're ass kissing. Not an advocate. You're an ass kisser. You always thought she was NK. Yeah, Miss Mensa's not NK. She's showed her voice lots of times on here. Doesn't get paid on YouTube. Yeah, and he goes to his Patreon because he's able to say things on there that he's not allowed to on here, and you have to pay for Patreon. So I love Zav Girl. I think she's excellent. Anyways, guys, I really do have to get off of here, but Thank you for having an open conversation. Again, when you leave comments and they're super, super mean and I don't respond or you see it deleted, it's because I'd have nothing to say to you. That's going to be nice. So I'd rather just keep my mouth shut. Anyways, have a blessed day. Hold on a minute. Oh, never mind. I was just saying, oh, see, Armchair is going live at 3:15 my time, so in like 2 hours, almost 2 hours. Love you too, Maxie. Bye, Sean's Princess. Bye, everybody. Keep your mind open, not your legs. And I'll talk to you later. Cheers. God bless.